Okay, here's videos from Darius requests. I'm gonna do a cold start, I'm gonna do a drive. This car has been sitting since 2016. That's the last time the work was done on it. It's been in a barn covered in dust and dirt. I assume the switches and things are all dirty and not working well. It has gas from 2016 in it. The cold start video I showed you the other day was only the second time it had been started since 2016. Once just to drive it to where it is right now, and once to show you on video. I'm going to do another cold start here on video that you can see. I'm going to let it warm up for 10 minutes before we go for a drive. I'm not going to let you watch it for 10 minutes. It had, in 2016, an intermittent stall. I think it's a fuel pump issue. I was diagnosing that. That's why the fuel dampers were replaced. You can see I have mounted a fuel pressure gauge, and I was trying to diagnose that, but that obviously you can't read from the driver's compartment. I never got to that, and then I moved on to a whole bunch of other projects. But the receipts for all the service that is in the listing will come with the car from all the parts I purchased, which were from Pelican, 928 International, 928 RS. The tires are old. If you're planning on driving it, all of these tires are very old. I would not plan on driving it anywhere long distance on these tires. I had questions about the interior. I think the car leaked at one time and got water in it. It was very humid, and I think that's what really destroyed the interior. The leather is very shrunk and dry cracked. This is essentially the way it was when I got it. I got all of the switches to function when I had it in 2016, sunroof, windows, and everything. I'm going to try them for you. I don't know if they work. The windshield wiper did work in 2016. I don't know what the story is now. I will try it for you when I get the thing turned on. I put another battery in it. The air conditioning does not work. It did not work. Someone asked about the odometer. I don't remember whether the odometer was clocking miles or not. I will look at it as we drive. It is currently displaying 41,249 miles. We will see if it clicks miles. I don't remember. I did not drive it a lot. Someone asked me about the finish on the binnacle that looks kind of like leather. I think that was the moisture. I think when I had it before, whoever had it before me, I think they let it get wet inside and it was very humid, and I think that's sort of mildew that's years and years and years old. I have had it covered in a barn dry for the entire time I have had it. There are cracks in this binnacle. Someone asked about that. There are cracks. This other cover has sort of buckly plastic. It's buckled up. I don't know if this is some kind of it's a cover. It looks like some kind of a cover. I don't know enough about, I never really researched the interior. I was using this as a daily. But it's got the slots for your cassettes if you want them. Rear seats back here, red, true Van Halen or ZZ Top if you want it. I've had my kids back here and driven them. In fact, one of my kids right here is going to ride with me when we go do this test drive. Someone asked about these rear quarters, some crazy price. They are buckled. You can see them. They're buckled badly from the leather that shrunk. You can see them through the window there. Don't know if I can show them any better, but yes, they are. They're all curled from all this shrunk leather. This is exactly the way I got it. So I don't want to surprise anybody. I've thrown another battery in it from one of my cars. That will not go with it. You're going to have a battery that's from 2016 and flat. There is quarter light rust, which is typical on these. Almost all the ones that I've seen neglected have it. That it has that. It also has some rust on the back of the tailgate here as well. Headliner. I think somebody might have asked about headliner. So let's take a look. Headliner. Sunroof. I couldn't get the sunroof to work when I pulled it out of the barn. The headliner is curled. You can see it's curled. I think, again, moisture, and I think everything shrunk and it pulled on everything. But the sunroof did work in 2016 when I was driving this. I did not drive it a lot. I drove it for a couple of months, once a week. I put 500 or 1,000 miles on it maybe total from my acquisition till I parked it and moved on to different projects, and then sort of sat, and say what you will, it just sat. So hopefully that covers the interior door. It's got the little gun pockets and all of that stuff. I mean, it's all complete. It's all here. Has the donut spare tire, the little compressor spare tire. It does need, the rear muffler is rusted away to Swiss cheese. It does not have that rear silencer on it. It's rusted off. It's just a pipe. It will need a catback system on it. And there is not one on the parts car if you're looking at the parts car and you're interested in the parts car. And I will do a video walk around of the parts car and show you all the junk in the parts car. I'll post on for that one for those who are interested in seeing what all is included. I bought that as parts for this. I scavenged all the good parts off of that I needed onto this, you know, taillights, lenses, all of that sort of stuff to make this one as complete as possible. I did go through DC inspection. It failed on emissions on the O2. Everything else passed. Lights, brakes, all the other safety stuff passed, but it did fail the emissions. And I don't remember. I didn't do anything since then, and I don't remember whether that was before I resealed the intake and sort of played with the intake stuff. I can't really remember, and I never rolled it back through. That was also when the exhaust had a terrible leak, and it did still have the exhaust on it, although I think the leak would have helped the emissions. Anyway, I'm going to stop here, switch frames, and I'm going to do a cold start, and you guys can see that. I am going to let it run for 10 minutes before I drive it. Then I'll show you a video driving. I'm going to try to get through all the gears. It's not very hilly here in Maryland, but I'll do the best I can. I'll try to put some load on it, and you guys can see it. It does have old gas, and not a fan of running old gas through it, but I got enough requests to see it driving, and you guys probably want to see it driving. You can have the fuel injectors cleaned again if you want.